What's good, YouTube? We are back again with another NOCTA Drake review for you guys. This is the other colorway I was telling you guys about, right? This is a dope colorway. We're going to get into this colorway. And I got this on sale, I believe from Social Politics, something like that. I believe from Social Politics, and I'll double check and I'll definitely put it down below just to make sure I'm pointing you guys to the right direction. And I got a lot more information on the sneaker, right? I also wore this particular shoe for like a whole day, maybe 2 days now. And I will say that kind of taught me a lot about the technology in this. When I first reviewed the pink quartz, which I will show you as well, because I will give you a little quick comparison between the two. I didn't really know much about the sneaker. I didn't really know much about the NOCTA brand and its deal with Nike. So this is going to be a lot more information as far as what it was based off of and a whole bunch of shit, right? So let's get into it real quick. We do have the box for you, size 10, right? Now the colorway is light bone, light bone. If you guys aren't familiar with light bone, it's basically like a tan gray kind of combined. So, and the only reason I know that is because I have an authentic Rams jersey that's light bone, and it's basically the same as that color. At first, I didn't know exactly what NOCTA meant. It is a term for nocturnal because Drake does a lot of his work during the nighttime. So that is where the NOCTA brand comes in. Now, this is a collaboration brand. So when I say collaboration brand, this is like Nike owning Jordan brand. So Nike owns NOCTA. What Jordan is to Jordan brand, Drake is to NOCTA. So that's kind of how we're playing it right now. So Nike makes everything NOCTA related. It's just another department which Nike just completely, does all the designs, production, and all this other stuff. So NOCTA is basically a brand associated with Nike because it is Nike. It just is Nike, right? So that's pretty cool. I didn't really know that when I first did the pink quartz video. So that's pretty dope, right? Now, we have the NOCTA symbol. I heard it could be two things. I heard it could be fireworks because apparently Drake lights fireworks. I don't know if that's accurate or not. That's the one thing I didn't really get too much detail on. I also heard it could be the stars of Toronto. I have no idea, again. But I will say this, the box is super cool. I know it looks like a plain box, but this side has a glitter effect to it. In the light, you almost see like a 3M flash, which is synonymous to the sneaker because there's a lot of 3M on the sneaker as well. And it's also a little bit of a different texture. So this is a smooth cardboard. It gets a little bit more rough on the 3M side, right? And then we have the AWR. This is something I had no idea what it stood for. I believe it stands for All Wrongs Reversed. So it's a play off of All Rights Reserved. And I originally thought it was Drake's initials, but it's not, obviously. And then the CL, again, I thought this was somebody's initials, but it just means copy left, and it's a play off of copyright. So copy left, and that's pretty much almost on every NOCTA product, right? These two initials or sayings on pretty much every NOCTA product, right? So let's get to the sneakers really quick. This is the light bone colorway. And I've been wearing this sneaker for the last 2 days. And I will say this. So I mentioned in my pink quartz video that this is a little snug. They fit true to size as far as length, but it was a little snug on the width side of things. And I will tell you, after wearing these for the last 2 days, they break in, right? So they're not as snug as they once were. They're actually very comfortable now. This is a very heavy sneaker. So that's one thing I will want to point out. The uppers on these are very thick. It's a really nice sneaker. I will get into the tech because me being such a basketball fanatic, I noticed that there's tech in here that they don't mention in the product description, which to me is crazy because it's fairly good tech. So that's something that I do want to point out. And then as far as aesthetics, is to me just a really clean silhouette. And I also mentioned this in the pink quartz video that this reminds me a little bit of a Yeezy 700, but I'm kind of wrong, right? Because what I didn't know was this, right? This midsole is actually taken off of a Nike Terra, whatever it's called, right? The Nike Terra. I'll put the name down below. I'll put pictures up of the midsole. This midsole is virtually stolen from a 1999 Nike hiking sneaker, right? I believe it's a Nike Terra Herma. I could be saying it completely wrong. So they took the entire midsole and the outsole, right? So one thing I didn't know was what was G-Tech. So you see G-Tech here, and I had no idea what G-Tech was, but G-Tech is the traction, right? So this is like, I guess, what Continental is to Adidas or Ultra Boost. G-Tech is the technology of the traction down below. Now you see G-Tech again here, and then you also see G-Tech here, and I really didn't have any idea what it was, but this G-Tech technology was on Nike products back in the day. So again, I will give you pictures of the G-Tech technology that was on the 1999 Terra hiking sneaker, and I thought that was pretty dope. Now, of course, there are some new additions to this sneaker. The 6 checks in the medial side is a nod to, of course, the 6 Toronto, and then the snakeskin upper is definitely a luxury hit. I will say, at first, these look like little polyurethane, and I know I mentioned that in the pink quartz video. So this is very similar to what we would get on a Kobe 6, right? So you see these little scales, great basketball performance sneaker, one of the greatest sneakers or Kobe's of all time. But these little snake scales are polyurethane. And I feel like because these little snake scales are individualized and they almost have that same texture to it. So these can all be little polyurethane dots, little snakeskin dots. Of course, you have this snakeskin digital print on the leather. This is definitely a leather cut, and you will see the premium leather cut there. But what I couldn't tell was if this is like a suede leather or a actual leather, right? So I can't really tell underneath all the polyurethane dots, but it's a really nice sneaker. It's a really premium sneaker. I've wore these. They're very comfortable. They break in fairly quickly. After at least a day, you definitely get more break-in time for sure, right? So I would say go true to size. If your foot is super Fred Flintstone, then maybe you have to go up half a size. They do break in eventually as far as the width is concerned. And then we have a bunch of 3M hits. There's perforation dots throughout the leather panels. I did mention that this reminds me of a Jordan 12. If I could find a Jordan 12 really quickly, I could show you what I mean by that. This reminds me of a Jordan 12. Not necessarily in look, but the way the panels are stitched, and it has that like stitched look. You get kind of the same vibe. Of course, this is throughout the whole sneaker, so it's a little bit different, but it just reminds me of the Jordan 12 as far as design. And like I said earlier, 3M on the laces, 3M on the perforations throughout. I believe this little tab is also 3M, so really nice, right? Now, when I looked at the cushioning setup, right, so you get this huge heel air unit, right? It's an Air Max unit on the heel. I read some descriptions that said that this was a zoom unit in the forefoot, but when I took the insole out, it looks like a straight up air unit, right? So this is an air unit like you would see in a Jordan 3. This is what we're getting in the forefoot. But this cushion here, right? You see how soft that is? That reminds me of Cushlon. And it's soft on both sides. And this Cushlon is the whole entire midsole, which is a really nice touch. So if you guys don't know what Cushlon is, it's the same technology that we see in Nike KD 15s, Nike KD 14s, and most notably the LeBron 20, right? Really great cushioning setup. I wish there was a zoom unit in the forefoot. I think it would have made it a little bit more snappier, but unfortunately there isn't, right? I've worn these so much in the last few days. The NOCTA symbol on the insole is already coming off. And then let me just show you the inside. I could try to show you the cushion, so you probably won't be able to see it. But there is a little footbed of air, and it's something you could step right in, right? So really nicely done. Again, great job by Nike and Drake and NOCTA, because I think that this is an incredible sneaker. I got the sneaker for $108 plus shipping. So it came out to like 120 something, 121 I think. And I'm really happy to have this pair of shoes because this is a nice pair, man. You don't see anything like this on the market. It looks very unique. Nobody's wearing these really. So again, this is a nice little pair to rock around. Hey, however you want to wear them. You want to wear them to the gym. You want to wear them to hang out. Like, you could rock these in many different ways. You can be super casual with this. That's like the one good thing about this sneaker, in my opinion, is you could style it up. You could style it down. You could make it a sporty look. And I think that's the drive behind the whole NOCTA thing, right? So we see them going into basketball gear. golf gear, tech fleece. They have a whole bunch of cool fucking ideas that they're throwing at NOCTA. And I think that this NOCTA brand is really going to take off. The new Nike NOCTA Glide looks phenomenal. It's inspired by the Nike Flight 95, which Jason Kidd wore back in 1995. And to me, like, what they're doing with new silhouettes, kind of making it vintage with new technology, but keeping it chunky and keeping it lifestyle, I think it's just a dope ass take, right? So what I wanted to do before I get out of here is show you the pink quartz. Let me make sure I get the opposite sneaker. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. This is the pink quartz. This is the light bone colorway. Dude, this pink quartz is incredible. It truly is. So the differences are, other than obviously the pink versus the light bone color, is the midsole is white on the pink pair, and the midsole here is more of a closer color of the upper here, which I think is just a nice touch. Man, this is such a clean sneaker. Again, I will probably get that light blue colorway because these are a lot more nice in person than I could imagine, man. The promo pictures really don't do either of these any justice. So this is the pink quartz. I did a video on this one. Go check that out. And then this is the light bone colorway. I'll probably end up getting the blue one at this point because these are just really fucking nice, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me which one you think looks better. Do you like the pink quartz? Do you like the light bone? Without a doubt, like the pink quartz. If I get the blue one, I probably like that one as well. But this is a dope pair as well. If you're able to get these, go for it, man. Definitely a slick pair, right? On that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. We out. Peace.